Welcome back to our channel. The Kardashians are back on Hulu for season 2, and we are going to break down the trailer that just dropped this morning. As always, I am your host, Zachary Reality, joined with the lovely Blakely McHugh and Gianna Gravelisi. Before we even introduce our hosts, do not forget to give this video a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed to our channel. How are you guys doing today? The Kardashians trailer kind of came out of nowhere. How are we feeling about it?
Yeah, came out of nowhere. I was not anticipating it and kind of shocked that I feel like it was so quick. Like the Kardashians just ended and we're already getting the season 2 trailer, but I'm living for it because I feel like the conversation with everybody has been like, well, we're not going to get the Met Gala, we're not going to get the wedding until months later. So it's kind of nice to know that we're actually going to get to see all of these things transpire within a short time of when they actually happen. So I'm excited.
Yeah, these editors must have been working overtime because as we'll break down, we're going to see those events that Blakely just mentioned transpire in these clips. They're going to be in season 2, and they only happened earlier this year, and the wedding happened, a couple months ago, but we're going to see the BTS. I'm so excited. And it's just interesting, the timing of this trailer, right? We got the Bachelorette happening tonight. We're all so excited. And then the Kardashians said, let's take the spotlight here. No way.
So I brought that up to Blakely before we started recording because they announced the Bachelorette promo, whatever, during Clayton's finale, and then our producer even said it. So it's like we all are thinking the same thing, but Gianna is letting everyone know. We all are coming up with it. See, what I was thinking is that, you know how they were saying they maybe postponed season 1 of the Kardashians because of the whole Travis Scott situation, so maybe they postponed it a couple months. So I kind of think that that was the original plan, to have the second season air in September, because I actually was kind of told that they might even be shooting season 3 right now. So I'm not surprised that it's coming out so quickly, and I'm excited that we're gonna get, like, as you guys were saying, like, we want to see them in real time because it's just not as interesting. And I think that was my biggest issue with season 1, is it's not as interesting when it's like so many months later, when we're already watching their lives play out in the press daily and on Instagram. Blakely, what did you think of the trailer? It was short. The premiere is not for, a few more months until September 22nd, I believe. How do you think the trailer delivered?
I thought it actually delivered really well, and I didn't think it was that short. I mean, if you compare the promos to the Bachelorettes, for the last couple of weeks over a month, we've been getting 30-second snippets, if that. I mean, they gave us a full trailer. It was like a minute and a half. And maybe I'm stretching it a little bit. But, I mean, we got Kylie's, I know we're going to get into this, but her pregnancy and her birth. We've got maybe Khloe on a new love journey. We've got Kravis. We've got Keith. It kind of gave you a little taste of everything. So I feel like it really reeled me in.
Oh, yeah. I'm excited about it. We got a little bit of everything, so we're going to break down the clips. We have 7 clips to go through of the trailer. We're going to be giving our thoughts, our commentary, our predictions. Before we get into it, Gianna, is there a specific Kardashian and Jenner you are really excited to see on season 2? Like more, and then it's like something from season 1, let's say. You were invested in the storyline, or who are you most excited to see carry over for season 2?
Well, I feel like I always say this whenever we talk about the show. I know season 1, I feel like was really centered around Kim and, her journey, like in this new life that she has, like kind of breaking out of her shell with everything she has going on. But I was just waiting for Pete. I was like, this is the elephant in the room. We all know that she's dating him. Where is he? And then they kind of gave us like a little trickle, like maybe mention the name, not really. Like it was a little tease. And now, as again, we'll see, we are getting Pete finally. So I'm excited for Keith as a couple. I cannot wait to see more of their relationship.
I need him to do confessionals. I need him in the interview room with Kim or by himself.
Yes.
They would be so iconic. It did take Kanye a little bit of time when he was with Kim before he started doing his own confessionals, but he came around and he did it. So hopefully we'll see Pete behind that camera. Let's just dive right into the clip. As I mentioned, we do have a few to go through. So let's check out our first snippet from the new trailer for Hulu.
Okay, season 2, here we come. Let's go.
I got champion running through my blood. That's We're back, in case you missed us.
Oh my God.
Blakely, they're back. Did you miss them? I mean, answer Courtney's question.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't have time, but I didn't know I missed them until I got this trailer, because now I'm like, okay, give me more, I'm ready for it.
Courtney's, she's so funny. Like, she's like, in case you missed us. I mean, we still have time. Like, I know what you're saying, Blakely. Like, it did just end, but this won't be until September, so we do have a little bit of time. I'm also excited about this season that, 2 months, that there's going to be more people around. I felt like the first season was shot more pandemic-y, so maybe we'll get a little bit more luxury and parties as seen in this first trailer. What do you think we're going to see from Kris Jenner this season, Gianna?
Ooh, well, again, we will be diving into this more in the next few clips, but we know that she has a little scary moment, which again, we'll get into very soon, so stay tuned. But when we first heard about this new show, the whole topic of discussion was, well, how is it going to differ from Keeping Up? Like, what is the whole thing? And the thing with Kris Jenner was it's really going to dive into the more managing aspect and how she handles each one of the girls and their businesses and her own and this, that, the other. And I feel like we didn't really see that in season 1. Like, sure, the episode 1 opened up with her kind of being on the phone at 7 a.m. being like, oh, it's lunchtime and it's 7 a.m. and no one wants to pick up the phone. But I feel like after that, we didn't really see anything else from her aside from popping in, talking to the girls. So I want to see the business side of things. I want to learn how to be a momager someday. Like, I really want to know the nitty gritty of a day in the life of Kris Jenner. Seriously.
Gianna, you are a momager. You have 2 little sisters who are like 5 years old. How are you How are you managing them? Are you taking any tips from Kris, or is that something you want to learn from this season?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to learn a little bit more. I'm all over the social media aspect right now. I haven't created them their own accounts because I don't want to open them up to that toxic world yet. But, I'm teaching them how to handle certain situations. I'm teaching them how to be nice to the public. I have had random people go up to them in public being like, I know you guys from your sister. And I had to teach them how to handle that. So yeah, I need more tips from my girl, Kris Jenner, about that.
It's only a matter of time before Gianna's sisters have playdates with True and Stormy. Stay tuned for season 3. We have another clip to go through about Kim and her new boyfriend, as Gianna was mentioning. So let's take a look at how this is going to go down.
Life is good. I have a new boyfriend. I'm just having a really good time.
I made a baby.
This is my 11th grandchild.
I need my first night out. I haven't had a night out in almost a year.
This is definitely a massive birth control moment for me. It's a lot.
Okay, we kind of already talked about Pete a little bit, but Blakely, feel free to shed some light, but I gotta know what you're thinking about Kendall and Kylie.
You know what this is giving me? This is giving me when they were in Palm Springs and Kylie made up, what was the song, like, was it Courtney or Kendall, what the F are you drinking? And that song went viral.
I'm just
her little
appreciating
tune.
my bread.
Exactly. I'm feeling like we're gonna get a repeat of some moment like that. I love when Kylie's like out on the town, she's letting loose, she sheds like the mom title for a day and goes into, what is she, 22? So she like actually acts her age a little bit. I love when we see that side of Kylie. So I'm hoping that whatever snippet they're giving here, we're actually going to get that instead of just this and then nothing.
Yeah, I'm excited for Kylie to see her birth story. I mean, she looks like she's giving birth on camera, or at least going to be taking us into the hospital room. And then a lit Kylie is always fun, as Blakely mentioned. Gianna, we gave Kendall a lot of criticism last season, which was rightfully deserved. Do you think she needs to step it up this season?
I definitely think she needs to step it up this season. Season 1 was lacking Kendall and Kylie. We got nothing. We got a 3 seconds of Kylie.
Cucumber
and
gate.
every moment we got with Kendall, right. Every moment we got with Kendall was annoying. Every little scene that she had ended up in the headlines. Like, Kendall can't cut a cucumber. Kendall was in saying she was here, but in reality she was there. It was just always trouble. It's like, Kendall, yeah, as she mentioned in this clip, she's saying, "Oh, that was a birth control moment." And I love this attitude because she is me. Like the birth control thing, like you said, I have sisters. I don't want the kids. I'm the one that's like the single auntie in my family. So I relate to Kendall. I want to see more of that from her. Like I don't want to see her being a pick me anymore. I want to see, how she
Yes.
navigates her modeling career because another thing about Kendall is that everyone says, she's not a true model. She got her career handed to her. So it's like, Kendall, let's break that stigma for you. Let's see more of the work that you put in, get your up and work, as your sister said. And I want to see that from her this season.
Well,
I
it
mean, she
does look
definitely.
like
No,
it
continue.
looks like they show a little bit of 818. So I'm wondering if we're going to actually get to see this kind of businesswoman side of her and see her create, her tequila brand. So that could be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. Like, there is a lot of, stigmas around Kendall, and I feel like she does really work hard. She has earned her place as, one of the highest paid models. She's beautiful. She knows what she's doing. Great work ethic. But show us on the show. Show us, as Gianna was
Yes.
saying, show us modeling. Show us the behind the scenes of 818. Really take us in, because we want to get to know her more, but she needs to just let us in a little bit more. So hopefully we'll see that this upcoming season. Maybe we'll, see some things with her ex. I mean, we don't even know if they're together or not, Devin Booker and Kendall,
Yeah.
but maybe we'll see a little bit more of that next season as well. Courtney Kardashian Barker. This is going to be exciting for everybody, and I want to get into the Scott of it all as well. So let's take a look at our next clip.
We are starting to talk wedding dresses.
I do believe in love. When you love, you know you're alive. You have these feelings.
Okay, Blakely, break down Kravis. Do we think we're going to see the wedding, or is it just going to be wedding planning? And where do you think Scott will fit into the equation? I don't think we saw him in this trailer, but maybe we'll see him in the rest of the clips.
We didn't see him in the trailer, which makes me feel like maybe he's getting more of the boot. Like he's not going to be such a big part of the show and the family any longer. I don't know. I have like such a soft spot for Scott. So if that is the case, I'm going to feel really sad and like bad for him. And I know a lot of people were also thinking Scott was like annoying in the last season. And I sort of was not jumping on that bandwagon. I know you, but like, I felt sorry for the guy. So, and since we didn't see, that is one thing I really picked out is that we didn't see him in the trailer at all. And so I'm going to hurt for him if he's really getting the boot. I hope we're going to get some of the wedding. If we don't get some of the wedding, I think that they definitely documented it, but it would be for season 3. But I think, Gianna, like you said, what was it, last month? A little over a month? So they have time. I mean, it's not premiering until season 2. They do a quick turnaround. So I feel like they would have time to put the wedding in there. Yeah, what did I say? It's not
You
until
just said
season 2 is
soon,
what I
but like,
said.
yeah, September.
Yeah,
They could still edit
September,
it.
yeah.
Maybe they'll do the finale. The finale could be the wedding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right? Gianna,
Not a
what
bad
are we thinking
idea.
about Chloe? I mean, the finale last season was her finding out that Tristan was having another baby. Do we
Right.
think she is going to be finding love this season? Do you think Tristan's going to show up on the season? What do you think her storyline will be?
I think that this season is going to pick up right where it left off on single Chloe empowerment movement. She was so done. We were finally seeing her put like her foot down. And in this shot, she says she still does believe in love, right? So that kind of gives us a hint at like, is she going to be dating this season? Are we going to see something? Or is she just going to stick with, being herself, taking time with herself and her family? Because then we see a shot of her with True, and we know like sources were saying after the whole breakup that she was really focusing on just being with her family. But then we get this amazing shot of her with a Red Bull in her hand, looking amazing in a blue outfit, dancing with the Red Bull. So I feel like that's symbolism for we're just going to see Chloe's single era. I feel like after a celebrity breakup, it's always like, what are they going to do now? Are they going to date again? They are dating again. They were spotted with this. It's like, let's reflect on us normal people. What do we do after breakup? We have like a hot girl summer, right? We do our thing. We be single for a little bit. We party. We're reckless. Like, and that is what I want to see from Chloe. And I think that this shot is is essentially what we're going to see for season 2 for her. And I'm excited about that.
Yeah, this shot is actually in Miami. I remember they were posting Instagram pictures a few months back. They were going for something with Kim. It was like Kim Swim or something where they brought all of them to Miami and there's like all the friends. So that's going to be really fun. I'm excited to see them travel more. But one thing about the Kardashians is the family always sticks together. It's the message they have been giving us since season 1 of Keeping Up. So let's take a look at this next clip.
No matter how crazy things are, we're always gonna be family.
I don't know what's happening with you.
I can't tell my kids I'm scared. They have enough problems. They don't need to worry about.
Aw, oh my God, a lot to break down here. Kim is back in Paris. Kris went to the hospital. We see Kendall modeling. But Blakely, I want to start with this because last season there was no sister fights. Now, some fans were a little annoyed. We obviously want them to get along, but there was so many iconic moments on Keeping Up of them fighting, and those were kind of those dramatic moments that make for good reality TV. Do we think we're going to see any of that next season, or is this just a completely different show where everyone gets along?
I think it's a completely different show, and also I think maybe their fights are different these days. I mean, we did get the one between Kim and Kourtney when they had the scratch and the slap and the whole thing. But, I mean, unless I'm wrong, I don't feel like we had a fight like that in a really long time. They had, like, little tiffs, obviously, like, with Kourtney when she didn't want to film, and they were, you know, like, those sort of things, but not necessarily those drama-fueled fights like the scratch hit. And I just kind of feel like they're out of that era. Like, I feel like they're a little bit more mature now. They're trying to really preach this unity, this sort of zen, like, outlook on life, and that's sort of the vibe that I'm getting from them, especially in this new show. It's more of a documentary about their life versus a reality TV show, and I think that's where the Hulu and, you know, the cable version of their shows really differ, is that they're not trying to grab people with the drama or with the fights or with, you know, X, Y, and Z. Like, this is much more documentary style, and you just don't get that kind of drama like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible, you know, on E, the producers were kind of encouraging these fights, even if they were a little dramatized, just because that was the nature of the show, and that's the nature of a lot of reality TV. But on the Hulu show, we just don't get a lot about that. Now, it's super kind of sad and scary to see Kris Jenner in the hospital in this trailer as well, Gianna. I mean, I guess take us back where we were talking about in the beginning. It seems like she is really struggling. She doesn't want her kids to worry about her, but of course they're going to worry about their mom. They love Mama Kris.
Yeah, this is so crazy to see because I feel like, again, we see Kris Jenner and we're like, oh my God, devil works hard. Kris Jenner works harder. She's a queen. She's amazing. And then we see her at a horrible moment. You know, I don't know if she's getting just like a simple procedure or if she's really not feeling well. Like, and I'm trying to think back if there was anything in the headlines about, you know, Kris Jenner hospitalized for so-and-so. Like, I genuinely can't think of anything. So we don't know. We literally don't know. We know obviously she's fine now. No news is broken about any other health scares or conditions that she may have gotten. So maybe this was just like a glitch in the system. I mean, we all have, you know, medical moments, but we don't want to see her in tears or hurting or in a hospital regardless. You know, this is so sad, especially because she's not even like, well, like, I'm sick. She was literally like, I don't want to tell my kids and I don't want them to worry about me because they have so much on their plate. Like, she's always thinking about her kids before her. And I feel like that speaks volumes to who she is as a person, as a mom, as a woman. Oh, I love this lady. And I don't want to see her go through this, but I'm genuinely curious to see what this whole hospital situation is all about.
Yeah. Blakely, are you a big Kris fan?
Of course, I love Kris. And you know, the other thing that I think about Kris is, like, people don't realize that she is an older woman, you know, because she does look so youthful. She looks so good. A lot of times when you associate grandma, you know, like the title grandma with somebody, you think of like wrinkles and a little bit like decrepit or like their hearing or their sights or, you know, all of these things, kind of like what you associate with like the word grandma. And like Kris is just not that. So it's like you kind of forget too that she is an older woman and she's gonna have some health scares as she like gets older. So I was really shocked to see this because, like the two of you, I was trying to rack my brain. I'm like, I don't think I saw anything in the headlines about something being wrong with her. So this totally threw me.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we do not want any, bad situations to happen to her, but it is interesting, I guess, that there will be moments that wasn't documented in headlines, because sometimes I feel like we know everything about the Kardashians before the show comes out, like, especially the last 10 years, so definitely curious what's going to happen with this, and, of course, we're praying that she's okay. I'm sure she is. Now, let's move on to the Black China trial. Now, this I did not expect them to mention in the show. I mean, I know it was a big part of their life, but sometimes you can't talk about things when they're legal. So let's take a look at how this is going to go down.
Mom.
She's suing us for over $100 million, and we're leaving our fate in the hands of 12 random people. What if they hate us?
Wow. I remember when I got called for jury duty a few months ago, it was like the same time. And I was like, oh, I should have been on this trial. I'm in LA, so it would have been great. Gianna, how do we think this is going to play out? I mean, we do know the verdict. I believe China's court case was dismissed. So how do we think this is going to play out? Do you think they were really scared that she was going to win?
I believe so because, it's so interesting with court and juries and how it works with celebrity trials, right? Because we know the basic rules of court. A jury can't be biased. They can't like the celebrity. They can't dislike the celebrity. They have to basically not know who the celebrity is. But when you're talking about the Kardashians, that's like literally quite impossible. Like my grandmother even knows who the Kardashians are, and she is pushing 90. Like she knows, and she's not on social media, So it's like Khloe's reasons are valid. She's like, we have 12 jurors. Like, what if they hate us and they're going to rule in favor of Black China just because they literally hate us? That is a scary thought. I feel like were they confident outside of the jury? Of course, but at the end of the day, like the ruling is literally down to the jury. So that's scary for anybody, celebrity, random person, who may it be. And I agree with you, Zach. I was so shocked to see this in there because again, I feel like we were watching it unfold like a few months ago. And now it's already in there. But yeah, I think they were allowed to talk about it because, they didn't lose the trial. They won. Everything's fine. And they probably kind of wanted to do like also a little stab back at Black China for even trying to sue them in the first place. So yeah, really interested to see how this is going to go down.
I mean, they always take the high road, but keeping this in there is a little bit, like you said, it could be like, okay, China, nice try. This is how it actually went down, because they need to tell their side of the story. They're in charge of their own narrative. If they don't create their own narrative, the headlines and other people will. Blakely, what do you think about Rob? Do you think he's going to show up this season? I mean, it's kind of sticky that his baby mama and ex is now feuding with them. And how do you kind of think this trial will play out on the show?
I mean, I think Rob has just made it known that he is not going to film. He's not going to be a part of it. I mean, we know from the last season what dinner was it? It was at Kris's dinner when she was showing off her home. I mean, you barely even saw Rob like in the background. They did so many different editing tricks and different shots to not show him. Like if he's not even going to be shown at his mom's dinner party for her new house, I mean, he's certainly not going to come on the cameras for his baby mama suing, his sisters and his family. Like I think he's made it clear that he's done for good. Unless like I could see him, getting back in shape, because a lot of the reason why he took a step back was because he wasn't feeling confident in himself. So I could see if, he regains that confidence, maybe he would bring himself back, but certainly not for this next season. And like you were saying, Gianna, I think when it came down to the basis of the case, they probably were confident in like the facts and that they would be fine. But again, when it came to the jury, like that's where things start to get a little dicey, especially because we saw some of the comments, or we read some of the comments from jurors when they were doing their jury selections saying like, oh, I won't let my children watch the Kardashians, and I've seen Kim's sex tape. And so it's like you really have no idea when somebody is coming onto that jury if they're going to like or dislike you, and especially when you're such a polarizing public figure as the Kardashians are, it's really difficult to find a jury that's going to be impartial. I don't think they're going to cover it to the degree that we probably would want it to be covered. So I think we'll get some like substantial conversations, like how Chloe is talking about it right now, maybe during it, like their reactions, like I can't believe so-and-so said this or said that, and then the final. But I don't think that it's going to be in depth. Like, I mean, they didn't even let cameras in the court. We got sketches of the whole trial. So I think it's going to be talked about, but not to like great lengths.
Yeah, well, from my one day in court for jury duty, they were like kind of going through each person that was like potentially going to be picked for the jury, and they were just like really making sure that no one was biased. Also, everyone was a lot older. I would say like the majority of the people that were there, I think there was like 60 of us, and they were only picking 12, but the majority of the people were over 50, I would say. So I would assume that a lot of those people probably are not as passionate about Kardashians as if you like threw a bunch of 25-year-olds into this court. But let's keep watching. The show has always been centered around Kim. Gianna, you said that in the beginning, so we gotta bring it back to our girl Kim.
I'm usually so together, and I've just been tested.
I'm living for Kendall's orange hair. Welcome to the Redheads Club, Kendall. Like, none of them have ever done orange hair. I mean, Chloe had an orange hair moment like 10 years ago when she first started the show, but then she's kind of been blonde ever since. But I'm living for this. Gianna, what do you think they're talking about with Kim? Who is testing her? Is it the divorce?
Well, first of all, I think I'm going to hop on the red hair train because Kendall pulls it off so well. And now I want to do it. So if you see me this week with red hair, that's why. But I really do believe that Kim is referring to, not only the divorce. I think if we're putting puzzle pieces together, this was filmed, kind of recently because we're seeing the Met Gala and we're seeing the case. I think she's referring to Kanye's social media rampage that he went on, months ago, when it was just one thing after another, and him posting about Pete, and then him putting a lyric about beating Pete up in his song, and then him posting things about North having a TikTok. It was just like, I feel like every single day it was like, oh, Kanye posted again and again and again and again and again. And it was like all caps rants about Kim and Pete and North, and he needs his kids and this, that, the other. And that is probably definitely what she's referring to, because I can't think of anything else that she could possibly be referring to.
Yeah, Blakely, can you? Because that's kind of what I'm thinking too, but I don't know if they want to use Kanye this season. Like last season, he was kind of a spectacle.
Yeah, I mean, I think that they have to talk about him to a degree because, again, we're talking about their lives. And for the most part, Kim has been very open. When it comes to Kanye, she's obviously a lot more closed off because she's tiptoeing of what to say, what not to say, because she doesn't want to rock the boat with him. I definitely do think, though, that it's about Kanye. I mean, if we're speculating and we're putting Kanye aside, maybe she's being tested in her diet for the Met Gala dress. Like, I mean, I don't think that's it at all. Throwing out an idea. People had a lot to say about
Thank you.
her weight loss for the Met Gala, so maybe she's being tested by the public.
It's possible. I mean, she did get a lot of backlash for losing 16 pounds.
Yes.
That could be a storyline this season. I'm excited. I really love Kim so much, and she's bringing Pete on this season. And of course, it's going to start with Pete, this trailer, and it's going to end with Pete. They're really trying to market it as the Keat, which I think people are just so interested in relationships on reality TV and in the media. So, of course, that's what people are going to be most focused on. Not much of Kourtney this trailer. I wonder what she will be involved in. She filmed a lot last season, but maybe not as much as Kim and Chloe. So let's take a look at our final clip.
Babe? Yeah? Do you want to shower with me really quick? Shower with
September 22nd. Okay, so that is the date, and then Bachelor in Paradise premieres September 27th. So they'll be a week apart, so it'll be a great time if you're a reality TV lover. This is kind of forward. Pete threw his phone. He was super excited.
So funny.
Blakely, Gianna, what are our thoughts here? Are you guys showering with your boo?
Yes, I'm showering with my...
Okay, me too. I'm a water sign. I love the water.
You gotta... We're living in a drought out here, people. Double up in the shower, save the water. I
it's
was
hot
living for
out.
this moment. Yeah, P is hilarious with the phone throw. He's just like, I'll be there right away. So funny. Also, Chloe always keeping it real. I wish I could remember exactly what she just said, but she was like, shower together or whatever she said. Chloe is like fully the funny one in the family. She's hilarious. I was living for this moment. And also like I'm kind of confused because Kim is fully dolled up in that moment. Like, why is she going to take a shower right then and there? Look at her.
Yeah, I actually was thinking that too, but knowing Kim, she always has waterproof makeup and she does have a whole team that will put her together. But I was wondering that as well. I'm like, where are they? Like, it looks like that is the Met. That could be the Met because I'm pretty sure that's what she did with her hair. So it could be the Met weekend. Gianna, what are you thinking about this?
I was just gonna say, like, that was her look for the Met Gala type of vibe. So maybe it was the weekend, maybe it was a dinner or something. But yeah, this whole thing confuses me because she's dolled up. Chloe is in a hoodie, so is Pete. She's literally just taking the dress off in this shot. Like, she is ready to go, like, in the shower. But I love Kim and Pete. I love them together. I love seeing this type of Kim, okay? When in what world would we have ever heard Kim be like, hey babe, you want to shower with me real quick? Like, I was like, whoa, I was so beside myself. I love this little like quirky side of her. I love the height difference as well. I'm wondering how that's gonna work in the shower.
It'll
And
work.
I love it. I can't wait to see
They have big
more
showers.
of them this season. Yeah, I'm like, where are they? Why are they showering? Why is everyone there? They're just gonna shower while a bunch of people are in the hotel room. I'm still confused, but I'm living for it regardless.
I mean, they're probably in a hotel or suite, but you got to think like in their houses, their showers are probably the size of like my apartment. Like they're probably so big with benches and like tubs and like, like there's probably a makeup stand and other things that are probably too inappropriate for this panel. To kind of round it all up, I guess I want to know what you guys want to see in season 2 that we did not get in season 1. And then tell me which Kardashian you're most looking forward to seeing following their storyline and which one, not that you could do without, but that you probably think will give us the least. So Blakely, why don't you start?
Okay. Well, I did have a comment I wanted to say earlier about the red hair, that I have had a red hair era before, just so you know. So I've been a part of that. I wanted to throw that in, but I couldn't find a place, so I'm just gonna do it now. Okay, so who I'm looking forward to. Okay, so I'm gonna go off of like probably what Gianna is thinking, which is Kim and Pete, because we know you love them. I'm gonna say I'm excited to see more of like Kourtney's just love life, because I feel like this is a side that we haven't seen of her where she's actually like enjoying filming with the cameras. I really do think that like she has a great storyline in the sense that she really waited for somebody to find love and the right person. Obviously, there's so many questions surrounding their wedding and like the wedding details, and so hopefully we'll get that. So that's what I'm most looking forward to. I think we're still probably gonna get the least out of Kylie and Kendall, but that's kind of how it always has been from them, I feel. So that's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. And maybe Scott, because we didn't see Scott in the trailer, so maybe we'll be getting the least from Scott.
He'll show up.
Yeah.
Always gotta find a way.
Well, going back on the whole Scott thing too, I wanted to say, there was that whole episode where Kourtney was sitting down with her friend eating quail eggs, saying how frustrated she was with the editors that they put so much of the Scott talk into her engagement night and they made it a whole thing when it really wasn't a thing. And she said, she was frustrated. And we know that they're producers on this show, so they have a say in how it works. And I think after that, Kourtney was probably like, hey, guess what? No more Scott. I'm putting my foot down, because we know her immediately. She'll be like, all right, if you're going to put Scott in, then I'm not doing it. So I think that she got her way in this.
Or he's going to have to find another storyline if he wants to join the next season.
True. That's also true. So yeah, they're going to have to figure that out. Yeah.
I think his storyline will be like him and Chloe's relationship, because they have a very sweet, funny friendship relationship. So I think the way that he's going to be brought into the show is because of Chloe when they're hanging out.
Yeah,
right.
Agreed.
And speaking of Chloe, to answer your question originally, I think she's gonna be my favorite storyline. Most excited to see how her life is gonna work. Although I do love Kim and Pete, I want to see, like I said earlier, I want to see Chloe's single era. I want to see if she goes on dates. I want to see her partying and all that jazz. I also want to see how she navigates co-parenting with this trash Thompson, whatever his name is. I don't even want to speak of him ever again because I hate him. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that. And yeah, I think we'll get the lease from Kylie. Not only because it's Kylie, but if I just popped a baby out, I would not want a camera in my face in the slightest bit. So I think we'll get the episode of her and Kendall maybe going out. And then after that, she's going to be focusing on motherhood. And I don't think we'll see much.
Yeah.
I have a question / comment.
Okay.
Are we gonna get like Wolfie not Wolfie's name reveal? Is she waiting for season 2?
That's a great point.
Or she might be waiting for like the premiere week of season 2 to like really get the hype about it. If the baby even has a name. I mean, I cannot believe we don't know yet. Well, I was going to say, I'm actually most excited for Kylie. Not that I think she's going to bring the most, camera time or anything like that, but I really love Kylie and I relate with her. So I'm excited to see her go back out because she's just the most like us. She's just like, wants to have fun. She wants to live her life. She doesn't take herself too seriously. Did you guys see on TikTok this week or last week about the Instacart driver that lied about going to her house?
Yes.
He didn't lie.
Can that be on the show?
He didn't lie.
You didn't think he lied?
No, I think that, think about your own life. When you're telling a story to your group of friends, do you or do you not sometimes add a little detail that may be over exaggerating or like he was telling a story. He's a TikToker. He has followers and he had receipts. He was at her house and she even said he was at the house. Okay. And it's just,
but there was
facts.
no river.
I don't think he was.
There was no river.
By the way,
maybe it was a pond. I think Kylie was like, well, there's no river. Obviously, no one has a river in their front yard, but I bet you there was a pond or like a koi fish pond or something under a bridge. I can totally see that
swan.
In Kylie's house. Yeah, I believe the TikToker, and I want the recipe.
Okay.
Maybe
That's a hot take.
Maybe Kylie had a moat. That wouldn't put her past her if she had a moat surrounding her house. But also, Kylie's response didn't make any sense. I know we're like going off a little bit on a tangent here because she said something to the degree of he got tipped, but also there's no river and nobody dropped this off. So like what she said didn't make sense because he got tipped. So you're confirming that this person who dropped the food off got tipped, but then nobody dropped the food off. That wasn't aligning for me.
Right.
Well, we need this to play out on the next season. Take us behind the scenes. Overall, I mean, I think we're all excited about it. I think that we're probably all on the same page that we're not ready for it right now, but we will be ready in September. So I don't know how many more trailers and promo they're going to do, or if it was just like a boop, and then we'll start promoting it more next month. But it is about 2.5 months away. So let us know in the comments if you guys are excited about the new season of The Kardashians on Hulu. Who are you most liking? Who are you most looking forward to seeing? What drama do you think is going to entail? Be sure to drop those comments in the comment section down below. And don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell before you head out of here because we'll be talking Kardashians for the rest of our lives. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'm Zachary Reality with Blakely McHugh and Gianna Gravelisi. Our social media handles are on the screen right now, or they will about to be. So don't forget to give us a follow. Come say hello. Slide in the DMs. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will catch you in the next one. Bye.